People, welcome back to Ferreira channel. AC Milan 0, Inter Milan 3, Supercoppa Italiana, the final 2023, Inter Campione. I cannot see Milan get back to it. What a game that has been. What performance that's been by Milan. So Inter, straight after the game, remember we're going to do the match review. New to the channel, make sure you subscribe, keep smashing the like, please. And with me, I've got the usually one, my man in here, Alival. He's been watching Milan against Inter and also Crystal Palace against Man United. Unfortunately, I can only watch one and do a live stream for one. And yes, we're going to be doing the match review. But yes, Inter is the king of the Milano derby. What a performance. Very poor as in Milan, but we're going to go through once the game is over. My man, how are you?
I'm good. I mean, look, I see United just scored if anyone wants to know. Bruno goal. But yeah, I'm good hopefully. So we're gonna see probably Inter win the Coppa Italia now. Obviously, I wanted to watch this game just because I want to see the deep dive into AC Milan if they could beat Tottenham. At this time, I can't see them beating Tottenham, just how bad they look. But that's another day. But yeah, I'm good. I'm very good today.
Good to see you back. And yeah, the game is almost over anyway. It was like 6 minutes to go plus extra time. And I'll see the ref in too much extra time because it's nothing going to change, you know. So yeah, once the game is over, we're going to go, through, giving our thoughts, analyze, the key moments of the game. And yeah, I mean, great performance definitely so far by Inter. Definitely Inter. You look at Inter's squads and AC Milan's squads, and the funny thing is that I've said this at the beginning of the season, and I said how poor is this Milan squad. I do know right, Milan's, and there's no way AC Milan gonna win the Scudetto again because somehow they did last season. Fair play to them, but I said this at the beginning of the season. I cannot see AC Milan winning the Scudetto. Their squad is not good. I still have people keep telling me that they think this Milan squad is good. I was like, come on, let's be honest. This Milan squad is not good. There's no way Milan can win the Scudetto again. It could have happened. But it's too much quality. You look at Inter's squad, right? You look at, I know Juventus has been having a lot of injuries, but you look at Napoli's squad compared to this AC Milan. In a lecture with my men in here saying Forza Milan onto the ball. I don't know why, for some reason. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you keep on freezing for some reason.
Oh, right. I don't even know what's going on. And actually, the last few streams,
the
my signal just been absolute horrible. But it looks like it's okay now. Yeah, big up to you onto the ball. Hope you're doing well, my man. Says forcing Milan is laughing. Milan is just shocking, absolutely shocking.
They're not beating Tottenham. Let's be honest, guys. Now, let's be honest. They're not beating Tottenham.
I still think, them and Tottenham, I still think they can do it. I still think they can beat Tottenham. It will be a completely different game,
Yeah, I think I can see Spurs struggling because Spurs right now, let's be honest, there's no mentality with Tottenham. That's the problem. That is literally a thing. I think AC Milan, if they can get a good result first leg, I think they could be fine second leg because Spurs at home are very bad. They are bad at home more than away because they just do some dead football. And Conte could be sacked as well before that Champions League. There's rumours of that, which
it's all over the Twitter today.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, his football is absolutely terrible. So I understand, but like, if you bring a new manager in, is he gonna function straight away? Is there gonna be unhappy players? So that's the thing. Spurs have always been in this mess, no matter what manager they bring. It's just a player's
Yeah, it's
attitude.
true.
Like, no, if you bring Pep here, they still struggle because of the players. The attitude is there from maybe except Kane, who's at least trying something. He's the only one that's scoring. Son's been terrible this season. Kulusevski and Kane, maybe. Those are the two that I really rate in that team based on current form. Son's a quality player, I'm not gonna lie, but this season he's been awful. Like, he's been.
It's been awful, yeah. But I still think AC Milan will do Tottenham in the Champions League. I believe they
First leg's
will
at
do
home,
Tottenham.
so first leg's at home, so I think they could get a good result at home. Away, but this is the thing: when you go away, you feel it's a tough test of Champions League. With Tottenham, it's really not. It's really not a tough test. You've seen them struggle versus Marseille at home last time. They struggled in the group stage at home, so I think AC Milan could do him. But like, we'll see in it. Like, the thing we could no, someone could change. Like, Conte could be sacked, and it could create Tuchel coming in and creating some madness in the Champions League. Like, who knows? Like,
Do
so
you
much things.
think Tuchel? Do you think Tuchel will, like, let's say Conte gets sacked by next week? I think they probably would look to. It's the only probably very good manager out there without a job at the minute. There's a few I could name, but yeah, Tuchel, because obviously he was at Chelsea, he knows the league as well. So Tottenham, I could really see Tottenham going for Tuchel, but honestly, could you see Tuchel signing for Tottenham?
I don't know. I mean, would he betray Chelsea? But then the thing, betrayal in this modern era now is nothing now. They just betray clubs now. Yes, I could actually see that. Like, I know Chelsea, like, people will be saying, "Oh, it's Chelsea, Tottenham, and the rivalry. He wouldn't betray Chelsea." Would he though? Like, I think he would. But the thing is, if Levy backs him. If Levy doesn't back him, then I'm very worried for Tuchel. Like, listen, Levy, we know what Levy is. Like, he never changes his ideas, and they need new owners, Tottenham. Like, if they can get new owners in, then maybe it'll be fine with Conte. I think Conte would have been doing much better. But the thing I'll say about this, one thing about Conte, I'll say, is he needs the right players for his formation to function. Now, I'm not saying that's an excuse, obviously, because he still has a good enough set of players, but maybe doesn't have the right amount. Like, they need a left wing back, in my opinion. I mean, Perisic is alright. Right wing back they need. Emerson Royale's a joke, let's be honest. They need a midfielder because Bissouma I thought would do much better. And maybe an attacker.
Ooh, what a ball. What a play out from Lara to Martinez. Sorry, my man.
Yeah, I just thought that, yeah. That was actually good from Inter. Yeah, but like I said, obviously, with these owners, you just don't expect too much with Tottenham. Just don't.
Yeah, it's true. But to be honest, you know what? With the squad, by the way, it's almost 91 minutes, 6 minute extra time, 5 minutes to go. Remember, smash the like, new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We will be doing a match review straight after the game. So stay tuned, please, people. Show some love and keep smashing the like and leave your thoughts on a live chat. And yes, sorry, going back to obviously because AC Milan is going to be facing Tottenham. I do strongly believe Tuchel, with the squad that Tottenham has right now, I do believe that Tottenham would have been doing better than they're doing now under Conte.
Yeah.
And also they would probably definitely play a better style of football.
The thing is, my only way for Conte sacking, is if they just say they beat Tottenham, Man City. I think then that increases his chance of staying. So results really need to wake up, and I think I don't want to say this the right way. I want to say this right. Man City is the best opponent to do it against because they are. This is the best time we're going to get to beat Man City. Like, there's no other time they're going to be this bad. Like,
it's true. City does not look good this season.
Like, Spurs, just go at them. I know you're gonna counter attack them. This is the best way to do your style versus City and Liverpool. Those are the two teams they can do. Like we seen it last season where they terrible versus Man United, but they almost beat Liverpool, and they beat Man City. Those are the two teams you can go at. Those are the two teams that tactic works, because I don't know, I have a fancy seeing Spurs might beat Man City, I actually do. But I know Man City at home, but I don't know.
Milan just hit the bar. That was a cross.
It wouldn't
I
matter
don't even
anyway.
think AC Milan going to get a goal back. Corner for AC Milan. Almost 93 minutes to go. Remember, people, we'll be doing a match review straight after. And make sure you stay tuned. Keep smashing a like. New to the channel. Make sure you subscribe. And Forza Inter. Campione. Coppa Italiana.
Milan, man, they look awful. Right.
It would just be nice to see AC Milan score. Inter to score the 4th goal. I just don't like this AC Milan squads.
But because the thing is, I'll say this about AC Milan: they won the league when every team was at their worst. Like no team was great. Like I'm looking at Napoli last season were awful. Juventus were just a mess.
Yeah, Inter as well. Inter fell down the hill last season big time. Milan was like it last season. Like they was grabbing wins like last minute, and
I'm not taking anything away. I'm not taking anything away from AC Milan. Good, you got the league, perfect. But don't gas that league up like you won the best league. The challenge. No team was challenging. Like they were in a one-horse race. I know that there was a bit of tension last game of the season, but did you really expect them to lose the last game of the season versus I forgot their team they faced? Let's be honest, AC Milan.
AC Milan last season, the last game, if I'm not wrong, they beat Sassuolo away 3-0.
Yeah, so they should be winning that.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Sassuolo away. I think half time was already 3-0. So Inter, Larazzo Martine.
Can they make it 4? Man, again,
Larazzo Martine, l'Argentino. What a goal he scored, by the way. What a goal also by Larazzo Martine. We took that goal. Once the game is over, please make sure you keep smashing the likes. And Forza Inter. AC Milan is very, very poor. Keep smashing the likes, people. Come on. Don't be shy. Keep smashing the like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing a match review very, very shortly because the game is almost over. Few seconds to go. Inter, everyone's ready to celebrate the Supercoppa Italiana, Inter Campione, Forza Inter, Larazzo Martine, golasso. Also goes like Zenko. You look at Zenko, right? Zenko is what, 36 years old? And yeah, he played really well. That first half, absolutely beautiful. His finish, his goal was what a finish. What a control on the ball as well. Good Inter. I think this Inter has a good side.
Inter could challenge. I think Napoli won it, but they could. I think they could go on a run. Inter, if they're in this area, they could.
Inter is the only team that actually beat Napoli this season. Anyway, game is over. Finito. Finito. Full time. Finito. Coppa Italiana, Inter Campione, AC Milan 0, Inter Milan 3. Big up to everyone who's watching this. Let's do the match review shortly. Come on, people, keep smashing the likes. And yes, my man, yes. Supercoppa Italiana, I thought it would have been a bit close. It wasn't really that close. Inter clearly dominate in the first half. First 45 minutes was just absolutely dominate from Inter. And I do believe that in our first half should have at least 3-4-0 up at half time. And then in the second half, you had obviously Milan is behind. Milan was trying to come back. They actually had a few chances in the first 5 minutes in the second half. I think they had 3 good chances to score, but they couldn't get a goal back. But you could tell that first half really damaged AC Milan. It was just too many mistakes as well. Too many mistakes. And I will be sharing the screen soon. But when you look at that Milan lineup, right, with them 2 centre backs today, the spaces that both was given away, the amount of mistakes they were given away, the amount of balls like they was just losing and giving away was just unbelievable. And then you look at Inter, right? The players they got right up front, they got Zenko. I know his age, but he's a lot of quality. You got Martinez as well, right? Then you got players like Barella, who is super class. I absolutely adore Barella. I think Barella is just I don't really see people talk much about Barella, but I think Barella is an absolute class player. I remember him this season against Barcelona in the Champions League, right? He was absolutely brilliant. And then you got, because this Inter still plays, I'm not sure if you remember, Inter still plays with the same formation that when Antonio Conte was in there 2 seasons ago, when AC Milan, when Inter won the Scudetto 2 seasons ago, right? And the formation that Inter plays at the minute is the best for them, that's for sure, with the kind of players they have. But you look, they've got like Di Marco on the left side, who scored a first goal. He come off second half here. What he is. Then you got our midfield as well. I think a strong midfield as well. You got Calhanoglu, then you got Mkhitaryan as well. Age player, but quality. I think so much quality. You look at Inter bench as well, compared to this AC Milan, and I mean, what a performance in the first half. First half was good. Great Inter. So what did you make of the overall game? First half, I thought, you know what? After that first half, I thought, this is over. I cannot see AC Milan getting back to this.
I thought Inter were brilliant and they dominated the game, let's be honest. I mean, the first few minutes was brilliant from Inter, poor from AC Milan, I think. Mostly down to Inter's quality. I think, like, Barella's a quality midfielder, man. He's just different grade on his day. And look, I think other teams should be linked. I thought other teams would be linked to him, like big teams like us, Man City, Man United need a midfielder potentially because Eriksen's 32. You can go for him, but Inter can ask for a big price. Let's be honest, he's that good. So, but yeah, I mean, AC Milan poor. I just can't like. This is the thing. Now you're seeing other teams get stronger, and now you're seeing the real AC Milan turn up where they weren't great last season. I know they won the league, but they got last minute winners, weren't really performing well. They just got the wins, which honestly, a win's a win. But they kept on doing it, which now you're seeing teams strengthen. Like Juve, I know they're not great right now, but they're above them somehow. And there were meant to be some crisis, and they're still above them, which shows that the quality now in Serie A now. We're seeing a much more stronger Serie A where other teams are strengthening. You're seeing the truth of this AC Milan. Like their midfield is all right. I wouldn't say it's quality, but I think it's not a great midfield enough to win Serie A twice in a row. I just can't.
Yeah, I agree with you, my man.
Yeah, that's what I want to say.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. And I said, like, I've mentioned this already on this live stream, and I said that, at the beginning of the season, I said there's no way this AC Milan will be winning, the Scudetto again. There's not enough quality in this squad. Yeah, the midfield is not bad, but let's not forget as well, AC Milan's a lot of injuries. And when you look at the midfield, I think you made just the right statements. That midfield is okay, but it's not good enough to keep on track and winning 2 Scudettos in a row. And when you look at AC Milan centre backs, right? Today, we're talking about today, of course. You look Tomori, right? How shocking was Tomori today? How bad with tomorrow, right? I mean, and I've seen, in the summer, a lot of clubs was linking with Tomori. It actually made me laugh because one of these clubs was actually Tottenham, right? Trying to link, Tomori, right? It just makes me laugh because
But
he's an
I think
ex-Chelsea player.
just on the point Tomori, I think a lot of teams are interested just because of his one good season. And he's a good
Yeah,
he has a good future ahead of him if he can just. But I mean, like, I can understand why teams are linked with him last summer. He was quality that season.
he
Like I
was.
mean,
Yeah, he was really good.
but I would say that's why Southgate didn't pick him. Now I understand why he didn't pick him because you play like that in the World Cup, you get ripped, and and I think that Harry Maguire and Stones are going to be better than Tomori. Like I think Tomori should have been in the England squad, but I can understand why now because it's not just this game he's been poor. He's been poor all season, and it's just I don't know the drop off. I thought Tomori had a good season in Serie A this season, but I think we're seeing the real Tomori now. Why Chelsea sold him because one good season. For you to be in the big club links, I think you need to have at least two good seasons. Except Darwin, we got one good season, but you need to have at least two good seasons to get a big club move, mostly. And he's only had one good season at AC Milan. Like that's the only worry about signing a player that's had only one good season. You don't know if they're going to succeed twice in a row. That's the only worry, really. If you go for a player that has one good season out of.
Yeah,
But yeah,
definitely. But really,
yeah.
from AC Milan line four, right? You've got Hernandez on the left, tomorrow, Xnar and Calabria. And Inter first two goals in the first half come from that right side, right? And then obviously Lautaro Martinez's third goal, which was a great finish, was basically Lautaro Martinez saying non grazie to Tomori, and what to finish, the way he
I did,
turned him around,
yeah.
the way he
But
finished.
I just sort of around. But you look at it on paper. Theo Hernandez, Tomori Kalulu, and Carvalho. That's a decent back four if you look at it on paper. Because Theo Hernandez is one of the best left backs in the world. He's still young. Tomori and Kalulu a good partnership, and then maybe the right back in debate is a bit shaky, but that's a good back four on paper. But you look at it in real time, it's not great. Like, except for Theo Hernandez, who's a quality left back, I think Tomori and Theo Hernandez maybe are the only two that are good. I think the rest, but Tomori's only had one good season now. I don't know, but you look on paper, it's good. But you look at it in real life, it's quite bad. It's not great at all. Like,
Definitely. Let me just quickly share the screen so everyone can see as well. We're going to go through, but let's just put lines up as we're talking about the lineup as well. But clearly, like today, look at this AC Milan, right? Look at the AC Milan lineup today, right? Clearly, Theo Hernandez. Let me put up a little bit so people can see Giroud as well. Giroud was a bit shocking today, but he couldn't really do much. But when you look at like I've just mentioned, they're like backline four, right? Tomorrow, Xar and Calabria, they were shocking today. They was absolutely shocking today. Hernandez was the only one that was trying hard, was still putting a fight in there. But remember that Hernandez was against mainly all the time he was against Damian, he was against Barella, he was against Lautaro Martinez, so it was almost impossible for him to try and stop on his own. Then you Tomori, he was just our place most of the game. He was absolutely shocking. And Calabria, do you know what? Calabria, he came on in a second half. I can't remember what. I think he was one of the first players to come off in the second half. No, he wasn't. He come off at the end. He was just shocking. I know, like AC Milan has Dest, who's came from Barcelona, the American right back, a young player, but definitely Dest is so much better than Calabria. This Calabria is absolutely a joke. You look at the midfield, right? Tonali is not a bad player, but the problem is with Tonali is that if he hasn't got the support enough, he doesn't seem to step in like today. You look Ben Asser. I'm not a fan of Ben Asser, by the way. Brian Diaz, like you look at Diaz has been in how many clubs he has been, right? He has been in a lot quality clubs.
I think he's a good player. I think he's a good player, but
he's good. He's the kind of player that he is good. Brian Diaz is good on the ball. Like, he was a teams like Manchester City. He was a teams like Real Madrid. He's still young. I think Brian Diaz is only what? Let me just check quickly. 23, 24? He's actually 23, right? So yeah, Brian Diaz is only 23. Yes, he's good on the ball, but he struggled a lot without a ball, right? He really struggled without a ball. Him without a ball, he just gets lost most of the times. Then you had Rafael Leão, because clearly Rafael Leão today up front between Leão, Giroud, the Brazilian Messias, and Brian Diaz. I don't know why is this Messias doing at AC Milan, by the way. I think honestly. I'm actually shocked when I see this AC Milan squad and actually go through over and over and over. It makes me think, like, how did they won the Scudetto last season, right? And how still people think AC Milan can win the Scudetto again. And you never know, anything can happen. Look, we're talking about a beautiful game, anything can happen, but like you said, then AC Milan is an okay squad, but it's not good enough to win 2 Scudettos in a row. Because last season, you've mentioned already, we had, a very shocking Juve. Roma was up and downs, like Napoli as well. Then Inter, bottle as well. Inter had that period for the season that Inter just bottled big time. But this season, there's no way. And you know what? I actually thought AC Milan was going to struggle to get into the top 3 this season. And I actually said this in one of my videos at the beginning of the season when I actually was talking about Serie A. And clearly, you saw to that, not just because a lot of people, it's easy to, to go and look AC Milan now just because they lost the winter 3-0. They had a very poor performance today. But honestly, if people watch Serie A, like I do watch Serie A, you watch Serie A, and come on, let's be honest, this AC Milan is not good enough to win another Scudetto or even to go far in the Champions League. I know they're playing Tottenham. Tottenham hasn't been, any good as well this season, but it's going to be a close. I think it's in Milan Champions League against Tottenham. It's going to be a close game, but I strongly believe AC Milan may just go through. But you know my thoughts about Tottenham, but I cannot see AC Milan go past the quarterfinals in the Champions League. I do strongly believe that Serie A will be Napoli, Juve, or Inter, because Inter's slowly coming back. Let's not forget, Inter is the only team that actually has beat Napoli this season, right? And we're talking about one of the best European teams this season, Napoli, playing one of the most attractive football around Europe. This Inter had a lot of injuries as well this season. Through the whole season, Inter has been having a lot of injuries. And you had AC Milan as well. Yes, they've been having a lot of injuries. They still got Ibrahimovic to come back, but come on, how old is Ibrahimovic? You changing Giroud to Ibrahimovic. What is the difference between Giroud and Ibrahimovic?
That's the thing. They need a striker. I don't know if they're gonna play Leão striker because I don't know. He might leave. There might be rumors he going to Chelsea next summer. There's literally many rumors that he would leave, and that would cause so much chaos just because now you have an aging team already. Now you're losing a star player. So I think they need time to add the contract, otherwise he would leave. He could leave and you can get him for a lower fee, but I just want to say, look, they have aging team. They actually have an aging team. If you actually look, their strike force is aging, except maybe Leão and Diaz. And Messi, yes, I don't know how he's probably like 26, 25, so. But their false nine striker is very old, so they need a striker. But there's not got any strikers out there, which makes it harder for AC Milan because I can't think of any striker that would fit their system because there are way too many dead strikers out there. The only strikers that are good that I can think of is Haaland and Mbappe. Like who else? I mean, Martinez won't leave Inter. So yeah, that's the problem about strikers these days. There's barely any good strikers out there. Like
Yeah, we've mentioned this a few times, but yeah, by the way, it's big up to every single one of you that is watching. Really appreciate if you guys could please smash the like, and if you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. Just keep up with, Football Ferreira channel. Remember, this is home of live football on YouTube. Biggest game, always up to biggest games around Europe. Like today, Supercoppa. I was been to the Premier League game between Palace, Man United. By the way, what is the score between Palace and Man
still
United
one
at the minute?
United. Still
1
one
0
United.
United. But when you got game history, it's too much history between AC Milan and Inter.
Yeah, I didn't realize this game was on until like I saw it. So like I had to watch both. This game was too good to miss out.
100%. It's always AC Milan against Inter. It will always be an interesting game.
No matter what state each other clubs in, it's still a big game.
Yeah. What is too much history between these two clubs? You know what? Like I've mentioned this a few times. When I grow up, right? I grow up watching Serie A back in the 90s, right? It was the best league in the world, like Premier League is nowadays. And I slowly, through every season now, I keep saying, Serie A it just seems to get better and better and better. And I strongly believe Serie A, for me, Serie A not top two leagues around the world, European football. But I just strongly believe that slowly, La Liga is clearly dying a little bit. Even I'm a Barca fan, yeah, La Liga is dying a bit.
Yeah, because
Serie A.
Yeah, I think Atleti are like. I think it's gonna be a two-horse race mostly now in La Liga. But Atletico look like a mess. Premier League will always be a big league either way. I think Ligue 1 is just dead. It's just one race all the time. You got Bundesliga, which is 50-50 sometimes, but Bayern will somehow win it. So I think this is actually top two, but just because I think of the legacy of Ronaldo and Messi in that Madrid beat La Liga, you can't say La Liga's third, not top two. But I think Serie A will go in that top two next 4 years because trust me, I think it could, if it stays like this and we see the team strengthening every summer, I think it could go second because, like I said, Premier League will always be the most watched league in the world. Like that's going to stay the league most watched. I think second's a tight one because it depends. Like legacy wise, La Liga wins. Like in terms of the prime, I think La Liga's the best prime wise. But right now, I think La Liga is second. But it could go down because trust me, Serie A is growing. It's growing right now.
Very true. Yeah, I agree with you. Like I said, we've mentioned this a few times that Serie A really is growing, and look how competitive was Serie A last season. The Scudetto was only decided at the end, the last game. Yeah. And look at this season, Napoli, flying. Then you got an Inter with a very good squad. AC Milan, not as good. I don't think this AC Milan squad is close, to Napoli, Juventus, or Inter. But it's always AC Milan. AC Milan is always AC Milan. And yes, clearly, Serie A getting better. Let's not forget, Italy was the European champion in 2020. Well, 2021 due to COVID was only applied in 2021. But yeah, I mean, Serie A definitely. I always been a big fan of Serie A, and I will always be. I'm a massive football fan, as most of you guys know. I watch football around any league around Europe. As long as it's football game, big games as well, I watch. And in a live chat, we've got Angelo at Fahd. Angelo, big up to you, my man. Hope you're doing well. Let me know what was your thoughts about the game. Drop your thoughts in a live chat, and I'm going to go through. Are you AC Milan fan? Are you an Inter Milan fan? Let me know in the live chat. Good to see you, my man. Make sure you keep smashing a like as well. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. But yeah, just quickly, let's go 1 minute quickly into the game because we saw a very good Inter in the first half. Very, very good. Like I said, that first half should have gone at least three. I would say 3-4-0 up easily. The amounts of chances they had. Let me just quickly put the stats up as well, so it'd be easy for everyone to see. So through stats, you can't really describe a game by stats.
Yeah, I think stats are a bit overrated. Just
stats.
Look at the shots. They have more shots, AC Milan, despite they don't dominate.
I know.
And more possession, and people look at possession. But if you actually watch the game, AC Milan dominated that second half in terms of chances, just because you expect them to. They were 2-0 down. Inter were just defending. That's why I think stats are a bit. XG as well was a bit overrated, just because it just shows the chances, and they include half chances as well, which I do not get. But yeah, I think stats are a bit overrated, but we have to look at them because I guess we have to. It's just
I mean, like you said, stats means nothing. But yeah, like you mentioned, Milan had more shots than Inter, but clearly Inter had more on target. But you look at the possession as well. That 60% of possession from AC Milan to only 34 from Inter, it does not. He's not what it happens in a game, because that 34% of possession clearly dominated 66%, and even the passes as well. Look at SML, but most of these stats, right? When you actually check the stats, most of it was in the second half, like you've mentioned, and I said already that. In the first half, clearly Inter was dominating. AC Milan had the most possession, but all the chances and all the clear domination, like the most pressure, fight, attitude, and everything come from AC Milan. And second half, yes, you would see for sure a bit, an AC Milan that will try to react, because they was losing 2-0 down. If there's a team has to react, it had to be AC Milan. They did. Yes, they create a few chances, especially at the beginning of the first half. At the beginning of the second half, like Rafael Leão, I think if I still remember, he had like 2 in like 2 minutes.
yeah.
Clearly after that, after the first 5 to 10 minutes in the second half, that's it. Milan died again, and then Inter come out. Lautaro Martinez, what a finish, by the way! And I thought he had a good game. He had a decent game. He's always a hard worker. He's a tough striker to mark, that's for sure. And yes, overall, clearly dominate from Inter Milan, the better team to die by far, and fully deserved. And I think this AC Milan will go with our trophy this season.
Yeah, I mean, they can't really win anything else right now. Serie A seems doubtful. I mean, there's so many points behind Napoli. You're going to need Napoli to drop off like so much, and you need Inter as well to drop off, and Juve. So that's 3 teams you need to drop off, and maybe one of them, most likely one, but that's assuming they struggle, which I can't see them struggling. And Champions League, I mean, you still got big teams in there, which doesn't help AC Milan, and they face Tottenham. Like, I think they can go through Tottenham, but if they don't score in the first half, I'm worried for them, because obviously we've seen Spurs do it in the second half. So AC Milan need a good result. If they have any chance of beating Tottenham, they need a good result in that first leg. If they don't get a good result in the first leg, I don't think they can.
Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. Let me just quickly change. Let's go through the lineup. Let's look at Inter squad. As we've gone through AC Milan lineup today, right? And then when you look at this Inter lineup, right? Let's look at the bench as well, because there's a low quality on the bench.
Yeah.
Let me see if that's better like that. Then see if everyone can actually see properly. And let me just see. Yes, that's definitely better. I always like to try and make, nothing's perfect, but I always try to, make sure everyone that is watching always can clearly see. When you look at this Inter, right? Inter's been playing with this tactic, since, even when Conte wasn't there, this is the formation that Antonio Conte likes to play. Then Inzaghi come along after Antonio Conte. Yeah, there's a few players that have left, like, they had Hakimi as a right back that left, quite a few players, but still, tactic there, most of the players as well still there. But when you look at this quality, remember they just still got Lukaku in the bench. Lukaku still not fully fit. Lukaku, since he's coming back to Inter, has been having a lot of injury problems. But look at this Inter squad, the lineup compared to the AC Milan. Let's be honest. And you know what? AC Milan already beat Inter this season, right?
Yeah.
They beat Inter in Serie A this season, and yeah, they had a good performance. Like Rafael Leão was absolutely a beast on that game. But look, let's not forget, Inter was not going through a good moment. In a Serie A this season, Inter in a farce. I can't remember if it was in a farce 8 games, 9, 12 games, was the worst start in a Serie A for Inter, the worst start in their history, right? But then slowly, just before the World Cup, they start picking up a little bit, and then after the World Cup, they're picking up again, and they're trying to get everyone back fit as well. But look at this Inter lineup, Inter squad as well. There's
Like,
still no quality.
you feel, on paper, you feel AC Milan's better because obviously Leao, Tonali, and them not. But if you actually look at deep down, I think Onana gets over their goalkeeper. I think Skriniar gets over Keja. I think Darmian gets over their right back. I think Tomori stays. There's a debate, Bastoni or Tomori. I think their midfield gets over AC Milan. I don't care what people say. And then maybe Leao and Martin Dzeko. Because I think Inter dominate that combined XI. They do because look, AC Milan. I mean, Inter have been picking up recently, and this is actually. I think AC Milan would have lost if they didn't pick up their form going into this game. I think they would have lost this. But it's good that they picked up their form because if they didn't, I could see them struggling in this. I think it would have been a much tighter game. But Inter just were brilliant. You just couldn't stop them.
Yeah, by the way, Zenko is the oldest player ever to score in a Supercoppa Italiana. He beat Cristiano Ronaldo. Zenko, what's a goal? What do you make of Zenko? Obviously, Zenko played for clubs like, Roma before, Manchester City. He was actually good with Manchester City. And he's been at Inter as well for a few years now. He had a changing as well when he was at Roma. But Zenko is that kind of player, striker that I always liked Zenko. I don't know why. Always, when I look at Zenko as like, he's tall, he's strong, he can finish, he's good with his feet,
he's
good
around his career
in the air as well. And because he was at Roma before he joined Inter.
Yeah.
He was at Roma for about 5-6 years, I think. And I mean, he will guarantee you goals as well.
I just want to say, I think the thing I've always rated him. It's just he's not been really named because obviously he had that good year at Man City and then went quiet because then Roma and then he went to Inter. And other people really looked at that transfer really. But he's revived his career into really. I mean, he's quite old now, 33, 34. So maybe a year.
He's 36 now.
Yeah, 36. So that's quite old. So he is doing well. I think this is his best season like I've seen. So it's a very good season for him. And he's a good finisher. I think he's not a very pacey striker. It's just he's a finisher which he's basically, I want to make this comparison, Ronaldo, but just he doesn't have the pace, but he has the finishing. Like he's not as good as Ronaldo, obviously, but he's basically reminds of you Ronaldo just because he doesn't have the pace, but when he's in, he scores. Simple.
Yeah. He's definitely a danger play inside the box, that's for sure. And you got Laurent Martinez, right? I think I've mentioned this a couple of times as well with Laurent Martinez that, he's been at Inter for a few seasons now and always been one of the most important players, always seems to score always guaranteed him goals. He hasn't really been fully fit this season, but today you saw slowly Martinez, like the whole Inter slowly getting back to their fitness.
I've called him like after that World Cup. I called him overrated, like, just a bit. But it was a good performance, and I hope to see more from him now because of this performance. Like I haven't really. I mean, Martinez obviously. Let's say they call him overrated just a bit, but he's impressed me today. He impressed me. Like, be interesting to see where he goes from now. Like, will he start scoring goals? Let's see. I mean, I hope he does because I think he's a good player. It's just maybe I don't think he fitted the Argentina system just because like he has pace, but I think that Argentina football just relies on finishing and stuff. So he has finishing, but it just doesn't fit his system. So I think now we're seeing the Martinez that scores, and he had a good season last season. Very good season. So yeah, I think it was a good performance. I just wanted to see more of that consistency. If he can get the consistency, he's going to be named as one of the stars. I think Spurs were linked with him last summer, where Kane wanted to go, and then he was linked. I think he would have fit Tottenham perfectly, to be fair. But yeah, I think he proved me wrong today. Hopefully, he can prove me wrong a bit more because I watch a bit more Serie A now. I've been watching this season, so hopefully he can just prove me wrong because I think he has the capabilities of becoming a good quality striker. It's just after one World Cup, he was slandering him. Like I was part of that group, but I didn't slander him as much as people did because he was a dead striker. I don't think he was dead, but he was a bit overhyped after that World Cup, in my opinion. But then he just turned up today, just showed everyone what he is, a clinical finisher on his day.
Yeah, remember, my man. I think you're making good points, Dan. I have to agree with you. Yeah, he was poor in the World Cup. The system that Argentina played, how teams were set up in the World Cup, it wasn't good for him. Definitely worked out better for Julian Alvarez, and we saw it did, and Argentina won. But it's funny how at the beginning of the World Cup, after the Saudi Arabia game, I said, as much as I like Lautaro Martinez, because I think he's a quality striker and he's slowly getting his fitness back. And if you actually look Lautaro Martinez, right, last season and the season before when Inter won the Scudetto, right, look how good was Lautaro Martinez. And then remember, he was injured before the World Cup, right?
Yeah.
And during the World Cup, he wasn't fit enough. Even after the World Cup, he's just slowly trying to get back to his fitness. And yes, he's a good striker. Today, I thought his performance really good. Overall, like Inter's performance was just brilliant.
As a team, it really worked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and when you look at this Inter squad, there's two players in here that they just fit perfect for any team that wants to play with five at the back or like three at the back. Like, you look at Bastoni, right? You look at Skriniar as well. I mean, yeah, Inter is a big club. Yeah, one of the biggest club around Europe. But come on, you would expect these two guys to be playing for, clubs like, Madrid, Barca.
I think they will get moves next summer. I think we're going to see big teams. Oh, what a save there. I think we're going to see big moves a lot for these players in Inter, even if they go trophyless, which I could see happening because Champions League, I can't see them in Serie A. They could do it, but I think Napoli's too strong. But they've had a good season considering where they were at the first 8 games. Now they're second. Like, I think we're going to see big teams going in the next summer, which I can see for Bastoni, Barella. I think Barella will stay despite because he's going to cost too much. I think Martinez. I think we could see Spurs going for him because Kane might leave in the summer. There's rumors of him going to Manchester United, so we could see Spurs go for
Or
him.
even Bayer as well.
Yeah, like we could see big clubs go for these type of players now, which Inter have to keep. That's the thing about these couple of clubs, which like is a downfall in terms of the talents that these teams have just gone because of the bigger sides going for them, which is normal. But like teams like Ajax, who lost their De Jong, Johnny Van der Beek in that one summer. That's the problem now. Is these days with football, and now they just attract to the big clubs, which obviously you would be attracted to Manchester United more. I think Martinez would choose Inter over Tottenham just because of the mess they're in. I think Martinez would rather stay at Inter than Tottenham because, let's be honest, Tottenham are, at the moment, they're just terrible. And if they keep Conte, they're going to be in the veins. But yeah, like I said, we're going to see big clubs go for these players now the next summer because a lot of players in Serie A are contract 6 months left, especially Leao from AC Milan, who was brilliant today. It was just he needed a bit more support.
Yeah, I said this right. I think, yeah, I absolutely agree with you. Rafael Leão, you clearly saw every time he had the ball, he did not have the support. But when you look at, like, the centre backs, Bastoni and Skriniar as well, how good are that? Bastoni, I think he's only like 22, 23.
Yeah.
Skriniar is 27.
Skriniar's in his prime now, man. He's
Yeah, and Skriniar, he was, Paris Saint-Germain tried to do everything to sign him, right?
Inter did well. Inter did really well keeping him. And
Yes.
PSG, especially with the money they offered, usually a player would be going. But I respect Skriniar for staying at Inter because any other player would leave for PSG. But like honestly, if I was a player, why would you go PSG? I know they're in a good they have the money to it. Like you're not really gonna be competitive in the league. Let's be honest. PSG have no competitors in the Liga. Champions you're only gonna fight for pretty much, and that you would rather go. Serie A is more competitive than Liga. Let's be honest. Like that's way more clear because you fight for more trophies in Serie A. Like there's bigger
It's
teams
different
in it.
style of football as well. I've
Yeah.
mentioned this with League One. League One seems to be a very physically league. It's not easy. Yeah, they do not play attractive football, a football that with possession and stuff. Not a sexy football, but it's definitely a physically league, that's for
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, of course, Serie A has, better teams as well around the league comparing to League One. But you look at players like, Barella, right? I'm not really going to mention Damian. Damian was all right today. Marcus Damian, he was okay today. I thought he had a good game because, going up and down that right side, he was good. But Barella, I mean, I don't know why Barella. He's this kind of player that sometimes it makes me think that why they just want to spend their whole life in Serie A. Why they want to have a different goal.
You would rather go to the Premier League right now. Like I think he fits Premier League perfectly for him.
Yeah.
Like it's fast paced. Serie A's fast paced, and I think he fits any club, Big Six club. I think Spurs he fits perfectly in. Liverpool, every midfielder fits in. Let's be honest. Manchester United, they need a new midfielder. To be honest, Eriksen is 32, so they do need a future midfielder. Man City, you can debate because they have so much squad depth in that midfield. They don't really need him, but most clubs would take him any day of the week. He is that good. I think we were linked with him once, and I didn't believe the rumors, but I wish we were linked with him because, like, it's hard to negotiate with these Italian clubs. They're gonna ask for major money, which does not help your budget because they're brilliant. You have to give credit to teams in Serie A who negotiate really well. Like they ask for big money prices.
Yeah, but then when you look at players like Barella is already. I know he's still young, but Barella is 25, right? And will Inter keep him in the next few years? Will he stay at Serie A?
Next 3 years, we're going to see him at Madrid somewhere. But I think this season, next season, he's going to stay Inter. But then I think he might go to Madrid the next season because I can't really see him staying here for his life the next 10 years. I can't see him retiring here. Like Sarah's a good league, definitely, but I think you would rather you've stayed out Inter for like 3 years, 2 years now. You want to change because it's. Oh wait, I just got here. Casemiro just got a yellow card, so he's missing the Arsenal game.
Is he?
Damn it!
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a big miss, definitely, for Man United. But yeah, and you look at players like Di Marco, right? I did what game did I do this season? Inter with Napoli, yeah, that Inter Napoli, Di Marco. like he scored a goal today. He came off in the second half due to, I think like he pulled out his muscle or something.
Yeah.
And what a performance! What a play as well, DiMarco. He's like when I keep saying this, right? I look at players like the Italy players like DiMarco, Barella, Bastoni, and stuff. All these Italy players, there just seems to love staying in their league. Most of them,
I
and
mean,
you
Sarri is a good league to be fair to stay at. That's a very good league to retire at as well. Because, like, I mean, and though Ronaldo wanted to go Serie A, rumors were saying Napoli were went in him. I think he would have. I think he would have went to Napoli, but obviously it didn't go through. He went to Al-Nassr, but I think it's a very good league to retire and start your career at. Like it's where you can grow your name up in other clubs being interested in you because no one really looks at Liga 1 and the talents there. Bundesliga, everyone flops, so they don't trust you. I think this is a very good league to put yourself in there, up there with the big clubs interested. It's a very good league for that. It's
Yeah, definitely. And but the thing is, with the Italy players, they always seems to stay. They like to stay in their comfort zone, like in their own country, their culture, because you don't really see many Italy like players living, Serie A for too long. Yeah, we had players like before, like we can mention a few like Balotelli and stuff, but this kind of players you would think like Di Marco, is 25 years old. Why? Why is it like in our big club when to grab, Di Marco, Barella as well, Bastoni? You look at players like, like Juventus have AC Milan as well. You look at Juventus, right? You look at Chiellini, how long Chiellini was in Serie A for,
yeah.
you know? You look,
I mean, he's a legend. That he's a very he's a stays at his club and he's very loyal. Very, I mean, there's a lot of loyal players at Serie A. I mean, they somehow stay here over the Premier League, which I can understand. Like, you would rather go Premier, unless you only stay there for like a month or something. I can understand, obviously, a year. But if you stay there for like 2 years now, I'd suggest you kind of leave now because you would rather go to the biggest league in the world. Like you, obviously, it depends if you get offers. That's the thing. Like Inter, like you would want to leave. You could request a transfer. You could do anything you want. It's just about the price. Will they put the price in? Like with this example, the Mudryk one exactly where Arsenal wanted him. He wanted Arsenal. Arsenal put the fee in. Chelsea got him. So that's the problem. Like Italian clubs negotiate really well, and that maybe one is the reason why they stay here for a long time. I could see Leao leaving now. I think Leao could leave as that's a potential one to watch out in the summer. But
I believe if AC Milan, I believe AC Milan will not win anything this season. I think they will go a season without trophy, and I do believe if things do not go well with AC Milan, I do believe Rafael Leão might leave AC Milan at the end of the season.
oh,
Yeah, a
Divock
massive talent.
Origi, Divock Origi, man. I remember him.
I
Ah,
know. When you look at players like I always like to make this joke. It's not a joke; it's the truth that like Serie A is the league for everyone to retire out there. All the old players go to Serie A, but let's be honest, there's a lot of young talent in Serie A lot of young talent. But when you look at the bench, right? Look at the quality of still of Inter bench. But let's not forget players like Lukaku and stuff is injured. But look at Inter, right? Look at Inter replaced me as a right back, right? Look who he is, right? Dezel the front, right? A lot of clubs is after him,
yeah.
right? And you still got players in here like Joaquin Correa, the Argentinian centre forwards, who he's a good player. Brown, he was going to sign for Barca. Not sure. I don't think he will now. And then you got like you have all the quality Ambrosi as well. You look at AC Milan bench. You got players like Bakayoko. You got Dest that I've mentioned, that the right back
I mean,
America,
the
still
bench
young.
is not strong. I mean, except Rebic, um, Divock Origi can pop up with a goal, and maybe Salesmaker.
Yeah,
On his
Salesmaker is a
day,
good player. He's only young.
yeah, Rebic is the only one that I would say can trust every game to come and do something. The rest on that bench is not really strong if you actually look at it. Like you can't really trust him to get you a goal if it's 0-0 or something. Like Divock Origi, maybe he always pops up with a goal out of nowhere. So maybe those two are the only players that could change something. There's no one else on that bench which impresses you to say, oh, they could do something and score. Like none of them can score in case it's 0-0 or something. I can't.
Yeah, true. By the way, my man, big up to everyone who's watching this still. We still got like, 7 people, sometimes 10 people. Really appreciate the support. Remember, if you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. Really appreciate the support. Who would you give a man of the match today if you had to pick one? It's always a hard one to pick, but if you had to pick a man of the match today, who would you pick?
It's hard because I can't give it to AC Milan player. That's confirmed.
No.
I'll have to give it to Martinez. I just have to. I mean, he was brilliant today. The whole team was brilliant. I wish I could just go to the whole team, but you have to give one. I just give it to Martinez. But I would give it to Dzeko. I'll give it to Barella. I'll give it to anyone in that pitch. They were brilliant.
Yeah.
As a team, I'll give him a 10. I'll give Martinez man of the match. Obviously, he was the main goal scorer for Inter. So yeah, I'll give it to Martinez. But it's not 100%. There's still other players I would give it to, but obviously you have to give it to one. So I'll just edge it to Martinez.
I mean, definitely. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I said, it's always hard to pick a man of the match, but yes, you had Lautaro Martinez. I thought his work rate was really good today, and plus he scored, the best goal of tonight as well. Even for the Marcus goal was good ball from Barella, good finish. Zenko control and finish was brilliant, but Lautaro Martinez control and his finish was just beautiful. Yeah, great goal. It's hard, man of the match as always. It's really, really hard to pick when you have a team that goes and win 3-0, has a really good performance. It's always hard.
The whole team as well. The whole team has a good performance.
Yeah, the whole team. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It has to be between Zenko and Lautaro Martinez. And I don't usually like giving my man of the match to a striker or the player that scored a goal, because that, for me, if a player scores 2 goals, doesn't mean that they should get man of the match. I always say this. But today, I'm going to go with Lautaro Martinez. For once, we're both going to agree, because apart from his golazo, his work rate was really good, because I haven't seen Lautaro Martinez perform like he did today for a while now.
I was going to say about the thing, man of the match thing, where he said, are you going to the goals? Yeah, I agree in it, because Salah has the thing about Salah. Yeah, he had last season had games where he scored, but he wasn't great. Like it's just a thing where I think people are used to the winners and stuff, and they give it to the winner. And you actually look at the game; they weren't great. Like there was so many games last season where Salah scored, but he wasn't great. It's just how it is these days, fans now, because they just look at the goals. Whoever scored will get the man of the match. It's just. That's what I would change right now, because there's other players that created the goal for them. It's just like a Barella who created the goal for Martinez. There was other players as well. But yeah, I just wanted to pop up at that point, because it's just football's changed now, and it's just like they look at the goals now. They don't really look at the individual play. So yeah, it's just. They need to start looking at the individual play instead.
Definitely, 100%, yeah. And I mean, that's it. That's our man of the match, Lautaro Martinez. I'm not sure everyone is watching and everyone in the live chat. Let me know who was your man of the match. By the way,
it's 1-1. It's 1-1.
Palace score. That's even better as well.
What a free kick! What a free kick! Oh my god!
It's score for Palace.
Elise with a banger free kick, and it's 1-1. 4 minutes to go.
And they score at the end in 9 minutes. Beautiful.
And Casemiro's missing the Arsenal game as well. Oh my god!
Good to see Man United going down the hill. By the way,
before should we just watch this game? Or should I just end the stream once this game ends, because that could just be madness?
Yeah, definitely. By the way, big up to every single one of you. Really appreciate the support. And Millie says, Millie's happy. Do you know what? Because Man United's
Yeah.
is
Millie, should I tell you right now? You should be happy. Palace just scored 4 minutes, and guess who's missing the Arsenal game? You name it, Casemiro. He's
Mhm.
missing against you guys. Millie, are you
And
happy right now? I
she
bet Millie.
said it's freezing
It is
now.
in England. It is very cold.
It's too cold, yeah, definitely. But this is why, I know it's Italy. Italy is not as cold, of course, as England, but it just gets cold this time of the year as well. But they play the Supercoppa in Saudi Arabia. Spanish Supercoppa was in Saudi Arabia. Italy Supercoppa was in Saudi Arabia. Argentina Supercoppa now on Friday between Boca Juniors against Racing Club. I will try to do that game at 3:30 in the afternoon. See if I can watch that game and do it. And yes, Saudi Arabia, all about the money talk.
Oh,
I'll be up to everyone. And let me see, Millie, football is not for cold weather.
I mean, you've dealt. There's so many times I thought we'd play with the cold weather. It's like, you saw in the World Cup, it was they rather played in cold than hot, which I can understand, obviously. But and you've seen it with raining days, which raining days are usually cold. Like they are usually cold. Which, yeah, but Millie says happy days for you. Of course, you're gonna be
He's
happy.
happy because Man United
Yeah,
is dropping points,
but it's
but
not over yet, Millie. There's still a corner here.
it's still
Which
a corner for Man United, and Man United probably will end up scoring
oh my God, okay.
in the 97 minute. But by the way,
Millie, don't jinx it. She's saying just made my day. Chill, Millie. Chill.
definitely, Millie, definitely, I'm happy too as well. Unfortunately, shame I can't do a live stream. I really wanna take the piece of Man United
Well, there's
fans.
too many games on. Sorry, there's too many
It's
games on.
just too many games to stream, definitely. I only got one YouTube channel. If I had 2 or 3, yeah, I would probably get someone else to do it. But yeah, we have to split the love between all the leagues and all the football.
Yeah.
And big up to every single one that watches. Really appreciate the support. And on your way out, if you could please smash the like on this video.
Oh, right. Got it
Subscribe
in.
as well.
Oh, it's
What?
clear. Oh my God.
Subscribe as well. And I really appreciate all the love and support. And
Open pad on it.
gracias.
Zaha. Oh, we fine. That's a poor ball from Zaha.
Nah,
It's
nothing
just
is gonna happen, my man. By the way, yes, that was a full time. That was on our thoughts about the game. We analyzed, gone through the whole game. AC Milan 0, Inter Milan 3,
oh.
Supercoppa Italiana.
Oh,
Inter.
Zaha's in. Zaha's in. Zaha's in. Oh, what a tackle from Wan-Bissaka.
It's
Oh.
finished already.
Oh, I'm probably behind. But it's Millie. Pal United have dropped points. My God.
It's funny how, we love the game so much. We're here talking about the Supercoppa Italiana and, Inter Campione, Forza Inter, Forza Larato Martini. And yes, we're still trying to watch football at the same time. It's just crazy. But, really appreciate the support, every single one of you. Dalival, my man. Of course I cannot thank you enough. You have been, my rocker. You have been a star, definitely. And I really appreciate everything you bring into my channel, apart from you bringing a really, really good, amazing football knowledge, especially young age as well. You also bring smiles to everyone I watch, and that really, it myself makes me happy. You really support me, and I can't thank you enough. But yeah, that this channel will become part of your life, maybe in the future. Will become part of you as well. That's for sure. And anything you want to say before we go, my
Just
man?
make sure you like and subscribe for Ferreira. And yeah, Millie Inter won. It's not shocking. Millie just.
Nah, it's not shocking. Well, great performance by Inter, by the way, Millie. And happy days. Inter won. Man United draw as well. Happy days. Happy
What a
days.
day. What a day. And tomorrow, watch out for Man City tomorrow as well, Millie. Man City Tottenham. Watch out for
Manchester
that.
Tottenham. And yeah. So yeah, people, just before I go, I will be doing the Manchester City Tottenham tomorrow back to the Premier League. Friday, I'm gonna go to Bundesliga, Leipzig against Bayern. Saturday is a tough one because I'll
Yeah,
be at work by the
Liverpool
Chelsea.
Chelsea. I could do that one possibly.
You will be doing that one yourself because I will not be able to do it.
When Liverpool win. Actually, I'm not jinxing it.
I might join you, halfway through the live reaction, but I will not be able to do it because I will be at work. But
Yes.
we're gonna have a chat about that.
There's no
Remember,
other good games on that Saturday. I mean,
yeah, there's not many.
and then
But
the Sunday, we're doing that. Watch out, Millie. We're doing the Arsenal game. Don't you worry.
and yeah, really appreciate my man Dalival. Thank you so much for coming along, Millie as well. Good to see you. At least you still come, last 4 or 5 minutes in the live
Yeah.
stream. Always good to see Millie. Millie is one of the, the biggest Football Ferreira channel fan, and really, really appreciate. She's always smiled. She's always happy. She's a happy woman. Loves her football, and she really knows a lot about football. And it's always good to see her, like a lot of you and all the ones that always support. God bless you all. Have an absolutely a beautiful night. I will sleep well because Man United draw, right?
Yes.
And I cannot wait to play Man United in the Europa League.
You know what's good? At
I'm,
least United don't win the league.
I'm gonna go crazy. Like we're gonna beat Man United because all the Man United fans start get too big heads.
Rashford is quiet. Rashford is very quiet. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And yeah, it's true. Antonio,
Big up
to you, my man. Good to see you again. Unfortunately, we're going now, my man.
Yeah.
But on your way out, please smash the like. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And God bless you all. And have a good night. Thank you. Gracias, gracias. And remember, right? Remember, Forza Inter. Supercoppa Italiana. Inter campione. Grazie Inter.